Hi everybody, Candy Foster here from Your Health Candy. I am a health coach, a personal chef, and a doTERRA wellness advocate. I love to cook with my essential oils. So today, being that it's fall, I am going to start with a pumpkin cookie. Give ourselves a nice little fall treat. So we're going to be working today with 3 different oils, but first I want to talk about the oils that I use. I only ever use doTERRA essential oils because doTERRA lives by a certified pure therapeutic grade theory, and that is the CPTG that you'll see on all our products. And when it comes to consuming oils, especially doTERRA, this falls true with doTERRA. I don't know about other brands. But if you want to consume one of our oils, it's good to check on the back. If there is a supplemental facts box on the back, then it's okay to consume. And if there's not, then I would stay away from that. So we are going to start with pumpkin. This is one 14-ounce can of pumpkin, organic pumpkin, and I put this in a saucepan and I cooked it down for like about a half an hour on medium heat just to get some of the extra fluids, extra water out of it, and to kind of condense that pumpkin flavor, intensify the pumpkin flavor. So we're going to put this, actually we're going to wait on that. We'll start here. We have a quarter cup of butter and a quarter cup of coconut oil. And we're going to put this in here, and then we're going to cream this just like you would with sugar and shortening or butter. This is a half a cup of coconut sugar. And we're going to cream that all together just like you would in a normal cookie recipe. Cream it till it's a little harder than I expected. There we go. Get it moving there. And just cream it. Now we're going to be working with 3 different oils today. First one is cinnamon. All 3 of these oils are steam distilled. Cinnamon is steam distilled from the bark. Cinnamon is a great oil. It's a circulatory oil, so it's really good for getting your metabolism going, getting your circulation going. If you have like cold hands and feet, things like that, that's a really good one to have and use. And of course, it's got our awesome fall flavor that we're looking for. The second one we're using is ginger. Ginger's really awesome for anything digestive, anything tummy-wise, sinuses, stuff like that, and is also steam distilled, but from the root of the ginger plant. The third one we're going to be using is clove. Clove is also, all 3 of these are very antibacterial, antifungal. Clove is steam distilled from the bud of the clove, which that is the significant difference with clove oil. Is a lot of places will distill it from different parts of the plant, and it's more potent from the bud. So that's all creamed. We're going to add in the pumpkin that we've already cooked down. And we'll cream that all in nicely. Oh, it already smells good. Let's see. Now, once we get this all well combined, I'm gonna make a little well in here. I don't know if you can see. Make a little well in here. I'm going to add a little vanilla. And teaspoon. You can always use the cap for that. And I'm going to make sure I put my oils right into that so that it will help it disperse a little bit so we don't have a big hot spot. So cinnamon, we're going to start with 3 drops. My oven's ready. So let's see if you can see this. 1, 2, 3, and you don't want more because cinnamon is warmer oil. It's a spicy oil, so it could overtake. 2 drops of ginger. And I'm putting it right in that vanilla so that it can be dispersed easily throughout the recipe. 1, 2. And then our clove, we're only going to do 1 because clove is a really strong one. So we only need 1 drop of the clove oil. There we go. And then we'll mix this up nicely before we start to add our dry ingredients. Now my oven is ready, so we set the oven at 350. And we're going to put these onto just in like a 1 teaspoon size. I've got a little scoop that'll work great for that. And that seems like it's pretty well. Got some little chunks of coconut oil that I want to make sure is in there well. Now, I have got a sifter here. Just a little strainer. I'm going to use that as my sifter. I've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to kind of sift that in. And then we're going to, this will make sure all the dry ingredients are kind of no lumps in it. And this is a 1/4 cup of oat flour. Now, I didn't have any oat flour on hand, but it's easily made. Just take some oatmeal and throw it in the blender, or, food processor will work too. So, easy enough to do that. And we'll just keep sifting away. Makes it very fine and no little lumpies in it. And now I've got, this is 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch or tapioca flour. The original recipe called for cornstarch, but I don't really like using cornstarch when I don't have to, so we're not going to. All right. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt, kosher salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. All right, and we're just going to sift all that a little bit. Looks like it's snowing on it. Can you see that? Yeah. And then sometimes if you have some chunks that are, not going to go through, like we'll see at the bottom of this, that some of the oat flour was not finely ground up, so we'll just leave that aside. All right, now we're going to add a little bit of grated, if I can get it out, grated nutmeg, because we can't live without the nutmeg. Nutmeg is my favorite spice of all. There we go. Now we'll just get that all well combined. So this is a pretty easy cookie recipe, just throw it all together, Love those. Love the ones where you can just toss it all together and make it happen. And it's pretty good stuff for a sweet treat, I like changing out the processed sugar for the coconut sugar, and you really don't miss it. So takes a few minutes here to get it combined, but then they're scoopable. And then we'll bake these for like 10 to 12 minutes, depending on your oven, of course, and how your temperature is and that kind of stuff. But this recipe is originally a doTERRA recipe, and I have changed it up a bit. I've taken out the regular sugar and substituted brown sugar, coconut sugar for the brown sugar. I always, anytime I'm cooking anything sweet, I always cut the sugar content in half because we really don't need that much sugar. And 9 times out of 10, nobody notices. It's the truth. So, and these smell really, really great. Let's give it a little more scrapey, and I think we're almost ready to scoop. There, they're pretty well together, and I don't want to make them tough, so we'll stop there. And like I've got just, this is a 1 tablespoon scoop maybe, and this is what our dough looks like. So now we're going to bring our cookie sheet over and just scoop. And we'll flatten these a little bit once they're in here. Once we get them, once it wants to let go. And this makes them all pretty well the same size. I don't get too fussy, but it does make them cook a little evener. And I will probably have to do 2 batches of these, but that's okay. So if you like the recipe and if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe below. We've got a whole series on cooking with essential oils, so go ahead and check those out too. We've got a good variety of recipes out there. I'm also starting this week, I'm starting a meditation with essential oils. So if you are into that, go ahead and check that out. I'm putting my first video up for that this week as well. And we're going to go through a series of oils that are good for meditation and different things that you want to focus on for meditation. So look forward to that. And I look forward to everybody's comments and suggestions. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'm always open to that. And we got a few more here. And I'm just going to throw these in the oven, like I said, for 10 to 15 minutes. And when they come out, I'll give you a picture of those. Now here they are, all ready to go in the oven. And we'll just do that, and we'll have some nice little pumpkin cookie treats. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Okay, now we're just going to build a nice little glaze to go on top of our cookies. I have a 1/2 cup of organic confectioner's sugar. Confectioner's sugar is there's no really good substitute for confectioner's sugar, so I just get organic, and that's the best I can do. I'm just going to do a little bit of this. This is oat milk. You can use any milk or milk substitute that you'd like. This is what I have in the house. And I'm going to try and just kind of keep adding until I get the consistency I want for this little glaze. Oh, and I'm wearing it, of course. Let's see. A little more. This is one of those things that's like, do it till you figure it out, the consistency you want. All right, I think that is pretty good. Can you see that? That looks pretty good. All right, and we're going to add 1 drop of cinnamon to that so that we can emphasize the flavors that we got in the cookies. 1. And we'll mix that together. All right. Now, see, I didn't need, that was probably 2 tablespoons there. Didn't need hardly 1. So now we've got our cookies out. The This is how they come out. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave them right on the cookie sheet and drizzle this glaze over them. And then we don't make a mess all over our tray. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. And it's much easier to clean off the tray than our pretty little cake stand. And this will give a little extra sweetness to them without making them too sweet. A little extra cinnamon pop to them. And there. And we'll leave a little bit for the rest of them. There. Now we can put on our little tray. See if we can arrange them pretty like, right? I'm going to use my fingers because that always works better. So this will be this is a cool recipe for, like, you know, if you have a Halloween party, you need a little sweet treat, or if you have, you know, needs little bite-sized treats for Thanksgiving or Christmas. You know, we do pumpkin throughout the fall, so and they're cute. You could do some colors on them if you're into that to change it up a bit. And it's a little healthier than some of the other stuff that you'd have out there. So there's our pumpkin cookies, guys. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.